are here for AJ Daniel Dubois. What a card. Big shout out to Turkey Sheikh, yeah, and I'll tell you why. Did you see what he done for the public workouts?
Had the fights.
Had 3 fights on it, and the tickets were free at Wembley Arena.
Yeah.
I actually reserved 4 tickets, but because of my media work I'm doing with SE Dons and DFC this weekend, I was drawn to other commitments. So it was difficult for me to go, but I would have gone. Chris Congo was fighting. He got the win. This is like not even Saturday. Which like this is what Saudi do.
Yeah.
The English public wanted a fight. They wanted this fight at Wembley. It wouldn't have made sense anywhere else. It wouldn't have made sense in Saudi. I agree with the public, but Turkey Sheikh's accommodated for it, done well, and I think he's answered a lot of critics because a lot of people said the fights in Saudi is constantly people weren't happy about it. He said no problem. We'll do a card in LA. And you know what? In September, we'll do one in London. Yeah. We'll see what happens with Usyk and Fury. If we get Fury and Joshua, we'll come back to Wembley again.
Yeah. I like him. He seems to be just purely about boxing. He doesn't seem too fussed about the...
He doesn't even like stuff. Being called His Excellency.
No. Seems like a good guy. I like him.
No, man. Good guy. Never met him, but hopefully I do. Because if you meet Turkey Sheikh... that means you're doing something right, and that means you're going to get some media passes somewhere, and that means that there's money involved somewhere down the line. So, I'd love to. The jokes aside, that would be such an interesting interview because he's actually a scholar of boxing, proper scholar of boxing. Like he knows his boxing. He's not just an investor. Like you talk to him about the 80s, 90s.
He makes these fights because he wants to see these fights. He doesn't. Yeah. I reckon he's got like actual business people behind him going, no, don't do this, and he's gone. No, I want to see Dubois Joshua. It does make sense.
Hrgović, and if Dubois would have lost that fight to Hrgović, AJ and Hrgović stinks.
Yeah, they'd do it because it would be for the IBF World Heavy.
Because that will be over within 3 rounds. And Joshua would win. I think Joshua will win this, if you're asking my opinion. But I think the event, what it creates, is just it gives people more to come out for because it's 2 British fighters at Wembley. Yeah. It's just a better fight, I think. But I still think the result's the same. I think Joshua will win. This is heavyweight boxing, though. 18-stone guys hitting each other. It's easy for anyone to get knocked out. It's also mental that people have been questioning Joshua's chin leading up to this fight because if I'm not mistaken, Joshua's never been knocked out. He's been knocked down and he's got back up. His fights with stops. He's never been knocked out.
No. I said this today. The Ruiz fight, the reason he got hurt was because he got hit on the top of the head. His equilibrium was gone. Dubois going to hurt him.
The problem with Dubois is, if you look at the Hrgović fight, Dubois going to hurt him, but gets KO. Yeah, I agree. The problem with Dubois is, Dubois got hit. They counted slap shots by Hrgović in the last fight 45 times. Now, if he takes 8 of those punches against Joshua, he'll be on the floor. What Dubois needs to do is make sure he doesn't do what he done against Hrgović. Because he got hit too much. The swelling on his head was visible for everyone to see. Comes against a stronger power puncher like AJ. It's going to be a long night for you. So, Dubois got a lot in his arsenal to give AJ problems, and he will give AJ problems. But I don't think he'll win.
No, I think. Look, I'm sat here. I'm an Anthony Joshua fan. I like Dubois as well, but I'm an Anthony Joshua fan.
Oh, you see this guy? It's a Tyson Fury fan, man.
I don't know. Is he say Laws? If you're still here, are you saying that Dubois is going to hurt him, but Anthony Joshua's going to knock Dubois out? Or are you saying that Dubois is going to knock him out?
Do you know what? I'm guessing I'm just assuming that's somebody I know, by the way, because of the name. But if it's not, I apologize. I've mistaken you for someone else.
But yeah, no, I'm sat here as an Anthony Joshua fan. I'm a massive fan. I always will be. I do really like Daniel Dubois, but the way I see it is AJ knockout. As he's the way I see it, AJ will hit Dubois, and he's going to hit him hard because Dubois' head doesn't move enough.
It's him. I knew it. I knew it. Yeah. He's honest. His view is that Fury wipes the floor of AJ, which I think is mental, by the way. Okay. But we could talk about that. We need to talk about this card.
That will happen at some point. AJ Fury will happen, I think. Anyway, Dubois' head movement isn't good enough. He stands in front of his opponent sometimes. Normally, that's fine because he hits like a truck. You can't do that against Joshua. Joshua will hit Dubois. And we've already seen Dubois doesn't like getting hurt. Like we saw Usyk fight was a bit weird. I think Dubois thought he'd won and then didn't want to be there when he found out when Usyk had been ruled as a low blow and blah, blah, blah. We saw it with Joe Joyce. He got hurt. He didn't really want to continue the fight. I haven't got a problem with that because who cares? Like it was that or lose his eye, lose his vision, and then you're never fighting again. But he's not somebody that likes getting hurt, and Joshua is the hardest puncher he's ever been with. I just think I think it's close initially, but I think Joshua's experience will come through. Joshua's quick. Is Joshua bigger than him? That's how big.
He's got a longer reach than Dubois.
Yeah, I think Joshua's going to look really good. I could be wrong, but I think Joshua's going to look really good.
Do you know why I like Joshua? Like that, I want him to do well. Yeah, because I think he gets so much unnecessary hate. Don't get me wrong. Usyk beat him comfortably. You know that Usyk's the best in that division. Yeah. You can't argue otherwise.